as it's twirling. There we are. We are live. Hello, 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 everyone in the world. We are live. Penny and I coming to you
Hello, hello.
first time to share our 2 cents with you. And before we dive in, I want to make sure we have everybody where everybody wants to be. So we're going to take a moment. If you are watching already, we're going to share this out. So I have to go to my Facebook page to find me because that would make sense. Make sure I'm where I need to be. Sometimes technology is interesting. Come on, baby. Find me. Come on. Sometimes this is what happens. It takes a little while for things to come into play. Oh, there we go. All right, so we're live on Facebook right now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit my little share button. Are you on my page there, Penny?
Yeah, I see you. I see that we're
Okay.
live.
Okay, do you see that little arrow where it says write a comment?
Hold on. Because I just went back to Growth and Joy to see if we're live there, and I don't see it.
No, it won't be live there yet because I didn't share
Okay.
it.
4 comments. Got it.
Okay, see that little arrow?
No.
Next to where it says write a
live.
comment?
Yes. Okay.
Click on that.
No, it won't let me. It's not letting me.
All right, I'm gonna go to the groups. I'm gonna share this out.
You're going to have to put it in mine because it's not letting me click on that. Okay, wait, there it is. No, it won't let me go anywhere.
Really?
Really?
All right. Well, we're already in your group. We're there.
Are we live in Growth and Joy?
I just clicked on it, so you should be able to go to it and see it.
Okay, it hasn't popped up yet.
Okay. So I'm also going to make sure, there we go. We have Gloriana there. We have Rebecca there, which is a friend of mine. When you pop in, besides letting us know that you're watching, please go ahead and say hello so we know that you are there. And I'm also going to just jump off of Facebook for a minute. I'm going to make sure we are streaming on YouTube because we're streaming there live as well. And there we go. If you are watching from YouTube, please go ahead and do me a favor and hit the share button, hit the heart button, hit all the buttons. How about that? Hit the thumbs up button. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. And last but not least,
live in Growth and Joy.
You have to be because Gloriana's there.
I don't see us. It's definitely not coming.
I'll double check. I'm just checking on Twitter now to make sure I'm there as well, and then I'll go back and check for
Let's get everything going.
It takes a couple of seconds to get all of this up and flowing. Alrighty. All right, so we are streaming everywhere we need to be streaming. I'm just gonna go and double check on. Come back in here. Lots of clicking.
It's on Joanne's page. Yeah, it's not live on mine.
1 second. That's so strange because I shared it to your page. So let me double check again. Sharing it out again. Growth and Joy. It says we're live there. So I don't know why it's not showing that we're live there, but it does say we are live there.
Yeah, it's not coming up. I'm not seeing us. That's weird. Can we tell people? Can you put something on my page so they can pop over to you? Is that possible?
Do you have it on you're watching it on your phone on my Facebook page? Yes.
Yes.
On your end, where you see the little share button, hit that share button, and then that will share it out to anybody who is connected to you, without going to your private group.
They're waiting for it in the private group, though. They're not going to go to my page, so that doesn't work for me.
Well, according to this is saying that it's live there. I'm not sure to why it's not showing that it's live there, but it is saying that it's live there.
Huh, that's weird. That's just weird. Okay, I'm going to go in here. And how do I get the paste?
Yeah, because I have it here where it says growth and joy. Can you see that? Can you see that? I have a little showing me that it's live there.
Okay, I'm just going to type in your.
Yes. So for those who are watching right now, sometimes this happens. Technology plays a little bit with us, plays tricks on us, as I like to say. So it takes a couple of minutes before everything sort of gets in alignment. So in the meanwhile, whoever is here with us, take a moment to say hello. Let us know that you are here. I know that there's some of you who are watching. I can see that you're watching, but in order to be hands-on with us, you need to type in hello or say something so at least I can then see your comments at that point. So if you would not mind doing that, to go ahead and do that. And this way we can have this lovely conversation together today.
Okay, people are saying it. So I'm just going to put this down because I posted that we're here on your Facebook page going live. So let's move forward, I guess. Let's give them just a minute or two to move over because they were waiting on Growth and Joy for this to go to live there. So
like I said, I don't understand why it's not showing up. I mean, it shows up on my end that it's live there. Not sure. It may take a couple of minutes for it to transfer over. In any case. So let's do the introductions. And for those of you who don't know who I am, Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Colon. I am the founder of Holistic Fitness NY, located in Queens. I do work with women over 40, and I help them to get strong and remind them that weights are their friend. I'm a Reiki master, medical astrologer, master of numerology, card creator, card reader. I'm also a licensed and certified holistic personal trainer and a holistic integrated teacher. There's so much more to me, but that's the gist of it, people. And I'm going to turn the mic over to Penny so she can introduce herself as well.
My name is Penny Bell White, and I work as a channel. I've been connecting to spirit since I was 7. I have moved through different stages of connection and understanding. Today, I work as a channel to bring people into awareness of what life is really about, to help them open their hearts to find peace. I also am an ordained minister through Universal Brotherhood, and I am also a Reiki master. But mostly I work with energy. Mostly I feel into people, events, lives, information, and then I trust in the information that I receive.
I love that. And in theory, when it comes to the conversation for today, it is really all about energy. And every one of us are connected through energy, which is why we're all here. And we're connected collectively, we're connected individually, and we are connected with everything. So everything in your space is energy. So before we dive into Penny providing a reading for us to opening up energy for us for today, I want you to be aware of your space and what you have in your space. What's just sitting that you have not moved in the last 30 days? Because this could be a really good day to focus on moving things in your space. Because once you start moving things, physically moving things, like me lifting my cup, moves the energy. And that will also move the energy within you as well, especially for those of you who may feel quote unquote stuck in your journey where you are right now. And I'm hearing that a lot from a lot of people, that people are feeling stuck. They feel like they should be further on their journey than they are. And a big part of that is because maybe energetically, you're just not moving enough for things to move forward. So with that being said, Penny, do you want to pull a card for us and give us some insight?
I do. I just want to make sure that we're still live because somebody's telling me that it says content not available now, that we're not live. Oh, no, we're live. I don't know how they're missing that. Okay. I have pulled a card for today, and it makes me laugh, especially with the problems with StreamYard and going live. The card today is a 12, and it's called Your True Tribe Can't Show Up Until You Do. So we have a card here saying, okay, you want to be seen. You do. But your tribe is going to show up when you really are ready for it, So it makes me laugh, though, that StreamYard is kind of like blocking my group there. But I think this can go really well for what we're going to talk about today. You know, there's a lot going on out there, and we hold back, I think. We hold back on what we hold in our hearts, and we hold back on what we feel is right. And maybe this is not the time for that. Maybe this is the time to open up so that the people that we're in tune with can find us. The people that think the way we do, the people that have the open hearts that we do, can find us. And when that happens, when we find those people that make us feel comfortable in life, bring us joy, help us, support us on our journey, this is a blessing. This is what life is all about. This is why we are here, so that we can interact with each other, so that we can have the joys of life, of being loved and sharing life adventures. So this is the card that came up for the energy of today. And Joanne is going to talk about the moon, the stars, and the planets as to what's happening right now around us. Go ahead.
I think the best statement is what's not happening around us. We have so much happening around us. Perhaps some of you caught me last night during my live on Joanne's Healing Within. I spoke a lot about ascension symptoms and retrogrades. And for those of you who may not be familiar with the word ascension, symptoms, ascension just means we're elevating. And when we're elevating, energy that we're experiencing comes from our crown and also from our root, from the earth. And sometimes that energy moves in so quickly that it does get stuck in our chakra system. And wherever it gets stuck in the chakra system, because there's an expansion occurring, that may very well show up as a physical symptom in our body. So, and that's a big part of the energy we are experiencing. Considering, when we think about this energy right now, we have 3 planets in retrograde. Now, if you're not familiar with the language of astrology, let me just give a real quick definition of what retrograde means. All planets except the moon and the sun retrograde, and that just means the energy of that planet slows down to give us an opportunity to reflect, review, reboot, recharge, revisit, and even possibly release whatever is no longer serving our general purpose. Because again, as we are spiritual beings, we all have a soul's purpose to why we're here on this earth. And many of us, because we're also having human experiences, many of us get caught up in the human experience, and we work with our ego thinking that, oh, this is what I need to do. And we take on quote unquote jobs that really are not aligned with us. It aligns with our material lifestyle, but not our spiritual worth. And therefore, energetically with these retrogrades, it gives us an opportunity to review. When we talk about retrogrades, Pluto, for one, I believe that's like Penny's and my favorite planet, theoretically speaking. Pluto rules Scorpio energy. Scorpio is literally about the dark side, the shadow work, the quietness, the going within. It's about what we're gonna end, so we can make space for what's coming in, so we can transform. When we speak about Pluto, Pluto's like this big yellow tractor that comes in and starts to break down the concrete. So if the concrete is starting to get old and has little cracks in it, that means that tractor's going to come in and destroy it because it's old, it's outdated. And that's a lot of what we're going to be seeing with this retrograde period, whether it's relating to places we go to, people we associate with, and also our jobs, our careers that may no longer be in alignment to what it is we are here to do and move into. So that's the one planet. The second planet is Saturn. Now, Saturn's a biggie because Saturn is about your karmic reset. It's not about what goes around comes around. So this is not like, oh, well, that person's finally going to get what they have coming to them. No, it's more about your karmic energy. What have you not completed in your karmic cycles that may revisit itself during this retrograde cycle, so you can review your discipline, your foundation, and your structure. Those are like the 3 big. Your discipline. What is your discipline? What do you do on a regular basis? What's filling up your calendar, your discipline? What is your structure? your home, and your body. What is that looking like? And the foundation, is your foundation falling apart internally? Because again, our body is our mirror to what's going on outside. So if your body is not in alignment, it's a good possibility that there's a lot of things externally that's not aligned with you. So you want to pay attention to that. And Saturn is retrograde in Pisces. So it's about bringing things more back into flow. In Pisces happens to be the 12th zodiac sign, which means it's literally Saturn is in what's called the end of an astrological year. So when Saturn moves out of Pisces, it's going to start off a whole new cycle as it moves into Aries. We then have Neptune in retrograde in Pisces as well. So pay attention that we have two planets in Pisces. That's pretty big because that means that it's about bringing things into flow. It's about coming into our spiritual evolution. It's about moving out of our ego or learning how to balance our ego with our wisdom, because we do need our ego. That's basically something that helps us sort of move through life. So we do need it. We don't completely get rid of it. So when we think about Neptune, Neptune is your spirituality. Neptune is your spiritual wisdom. Neptune is your higher consciousness. And when we can learn to move through that higher consciousness, we start to see things in a very different light, where it's not about what's showing on the platform. What can we see beyond what's in front of us? Then, by August 5th, August 5th, is it August 5th? August 5th, yes. Mercury will begin its retrograde. Right now, we're in a shadow period of Mercury retrograde. Now, what's a shadow period? It's before it retrogrades, and most of the time, most of us end up feeling the retrograde of Mercury in its shadow period. So these 2 weeks that Mercury isn't quite yet in retrograde, these 2 weeks is when we're feeling the energy of Mercury. What is Mercury? Mercury's communication, technology. Talk about what we were just doing before, trying to get on live and technology. It's also about learning and speaking and writing and connections and listening, because speaking is not just about what we're saying, it's about what we're hearing as well. What are we paying attention to? Where is our focus? Because that's a big part of this retrograde cycle, is what are we focused on? And if we're focused on things that's not bringing us into our highest vibration, then maybe we need to reconsider what we're focusing on. Direct our energy to something that will raise our vibration. Because again, the key to keeping us in that space of higher consciousness is making sure our mindset is at a higher frequency. So with these 4 planets, well, 3 for now, 1 on its way, in a retrograde cycle, this is a time for us to start reflecting and reviewing. And let's not forget that by this Sunday, on the 21st, we have the second full moon in Capricorn, which is known as our blue moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is your soul's work. It's what you've accomplished, so you want to recognize all that you've succeeded up until now, and how is it serving you now? And maybe even though you've succeeded in it, maybe it's still time to let it go. It's like at the end of a school year. You've done everything you needed to do. Now it's time to graduate out of there and move on to the next thing. And that's exactly what this full moon in Capricorn is about. Reviewing everything you've done over the last 5 years of your life. What have you done? And review that and see how that's serving you now. And maybe it's really time to take that leap of faith and move into something different that's going to serve your highest purpose. So I'm going to leave it there with this energy for now, and because that's a lot to take in. And when it comes to astrology, it is a lot to take in. I hear that all the time. It's like, oh my God, that was so much to take in. It is. Take little bite sizes of information. And the beauty of this live is that's on replay. You can come back later and revisit, take notes. And of course, as we're here together in the live, if you have questions, write those questions down on paper so you don't forget them, or type them into the comments. And then Penny and I will look at the comments and answer your questions. I'm going to turn this over to Penny now, because she's going to give some more insight based on what I just shared about our planets.
I'm going to tell you right now that Joanne just gave you a synopsis of the energy provided by the universe. The universe provides this energy every day as an opportunity for us to see where our limitations are, to see where we need to let go or move away from or set boundaries. These opportunities, like I said, are given to us every day. But these energies don't control us. God gives us free will. This is what I've been moving through and understanding for the past few months. God gives us free will. And what does that mean? That means we have a choice in how we react to any situation, any energy, any relationship, anything that is happening to us. So a lot of us will get triggered by certain things, and then we may have a bad reaction. These energies that are floating through the earth, the universe, they're designed to help do that. They're designed to help us become more aware, to open our hearts more. And the way that we can get there, again, through this free will and what I understand about Christ consciousness. Here's the thing. I used to think that Christ was all about love, that was it. But then recently, my research and my reading has brought me to the understanding that it's more than that. It's a mindset. It's how you look at life. Christ consciousness to me is a positive mindset. It's a mindset where we look at things and we look for the positive. We have kind thoughts. We don't judge. That's a hard one because we're always judging. So we're always trying to determine what is good and what is bad. But at some point, you're going to have to let go of that because you don't have all the pieces of the information is what I'm learning. What you're going to have to start using is your heart space and your mind together in a positive way to bring about the desired outcomes that you want in life. Now, the energies that float around here, these are energies of opportunity. These are energies that we can tie into to allow ourselves to grow. These are energies that can bring us into a greater awareness of ourselves as we become challenged with different situations or people. After that type of situation, you should take the time to sit and just listen, feel into what happened, try to understand it on a different level, and try to look for the positive. Always trying to look for the positive, always trying to see the good in what is happening around you will only bring you more good. You won't be sitting in this energy of chaos anymore, or this energy of regret, or this energy of resentment, or this energy of fear. What you'll be sitting in is this energy of peacefulness. And once you're in this energy of peacefulness, you're able to sit back and you're able to look at life in a different way. You're able to see that there are more parameters in the situation, more pieces of the puzzle that are readily visible to the eye. And that what I'm hearing is that reactions too don't always have to be instantaneous. That when you get to this peaceful part, that you can take your time on reacting. You can take your time so that you can process the energy effectively and know where you need to go. I want to add another piece to this because to get to this place, again, that's the free will that we're given. My journey started by taking care of myself. How many of you out there just don't do that? How many of you out there eat garbage food or don't exercise? I'm raising my hand. I was a big no exerciser. Please. One of my wonderful things of my relationship with Joanne is that we now are almost like exercise buddies, encouraging ourselves. Joanne is there every day. She doesn't need the encouragement, but I'm pushing every day to get there, to, take care of myself in a substantial way, not an offhand way, a substantial way. Understanding that I carry this God spark, this energy of creation, and my ability to interact, which we all have, with this energy of creation that is outside of ourselves and inside of ourselves, I can create what I want. And I can use the energies, the opportunities that Joanne just told us about to shift what's ever going on within me that I'm unhappy with, to further advance myself into what would bring me joy. Because our ultimate goal, peacefulness, love, joy, understanding, compassion, Christ consciousness.
Yes, love that. I love that. I want to read what one of our followers are saying, Ray Martinez. He says that God wants you to be happy and successful. So go after the opportunities, a new relationship, that new job. God wants the best for you. Do you believe it though? Because again, just like Penny and I are saying in this conversation today, it's up to you to take the steps. It's up to you to utilize whatever tools you have. Now, the one tool we all have, and not many of us are actually using, is our intuition. And when we speak about Saturn and Neptune, both being in the sign of Pisces, and Pisces being the most intuitive zodiac sign there is, which helps us like the gateway into our psychic abilities, our spiritual gifts, our intuition, our gut intuition, learning how to tap into your intuition to find for you what is right for you and what is not right for you. And as Penny said earlier, we as humans, we have this thing where we have to put things in a category. This is good, this is bad. This feels good, this is bad. This is a positive, this is negative. And the reality of it all is in the sense of energy in itself, there really is no bad or good. Everything is neutralized. It's how you experience it. So if something shows up for you as bad, the next question that you need to ask yourself is to check in with your intuition to find out what you can do to change it. Everything's going to be about, if it doesn't feel good for you, if you're in a situation and it does not feel good for you, you are in control of what it is you choose to do. As Penny said, you have free will. You get to decide whether you want to change something now, or if you decide you don't want to change it, then what you're basically doing is you're making the decision to stay the same because you're choosing not to want to change. Your free will is to, I want to stay right where I am. So if you're choosing to want to stay right where you are, yet at the same conversation you are complaining about where you are, there's a contradiction there. And it's not aligned with your physical body. And that's another reason why so many of us experience symptoms in our bodies, because we are literally, the word I'm hearing is sabotaging ourselves because we're choosing not to want to do something different because it's easier to stay where we are. Now on this thing called Earth and Earth School, it's not supposed to be a process of I want to be easy. Yes, we want to be in ease. However, it's not a matter, well, I'm going to stay here because it's easy. It's not really easy if it's making you extremely uncomfortable and it's making your body uncomfortable. When your body gets in that place where you're uncomfortable, there's a reason why your body's uncomfortable. It's your body's way of saying, okay, you have to move a little differently. You gotta take a different action today. You know, if you're usually going to the right side, if you walk down the street and you always turn to the right, well, maybe you need to turn to the left this time and go a different route because maybe there's something there you're supposed to see. That may be the very thing that you need to see in order to take your next step. So again, yes, we have free will, but that free will also means that if you're choosing to stay where you are, you're choosing that. And then at that point, you're sort of in a stagnation. Remember, when we think about these retrogrades, this is a collective energy. This is an energy. We are all, even if you're not studying astrology, even if you have absolutely no idea. Now in school we've learned about our planets, we all know what our planets do on a science perspective of it. However, it's all energy, and this is going to influence your energy decisions on what's working and what's not working. Now I want to take us back for a moment, back to 2020, when every one of us were forced to quiet ourselves down, limit the people we were hanging out with, and get into that place of like, okay, isolation, just due to the pandemic. Every one of us, there was no one exempt. Every one of us was literally in that space because universally speaking, there was something that needed to be changed. And because us humans weren't willing to do it on our own, the universe had to step in with this pandemic and make a decision for all of us in reference to what needed to be changed. And many people since then have literally changed careers, changed where they've lived, and even relationships for that matter, because of the circumstances of needing to change something. So just think about it when we think about the energy of our retrograde cycle and we think about where we are right now and what is your goal? What is your end result there you would like to see yourself, let's say, when we move into 2025? Think about that. Write that down on paper. How would you like to see your life from now to then? I mean, that's what, 5 months away? So take a minute and write down on paper how you would like to see your life different. Now, that's one part of it, is writing down how you would like to see your life different. Maybe it's your relationship, maybe it's your career, maybe it's your money, maybe it's your health, maybe it's a little bit of everything. But write it down. And then once you write it down, then ask yourself, what one step can I take to get a little closer to that ideal vision that I have for myself for 2025? You have 5 months. You have 5 months to start to do it. And you also have the support right now of all of our planets helping us to get to that place. And 2 of those planets are literally helping you tap into your intuition to start asking, does this serve me? Does this serve me? Is this the right way of going about it? Should I take this step or should I take this step? And when you start utilizing your intuition, you become the most wisest person on earth, because now you're really checking in with self. And as Penny would say, Christ, because that connection we have with our higher power. When you make that connection, you gotta ring the doorbell. You gotta ring the doorbell. You gotta ring the doorbell. As Penny's name, Penny Bell White. You gotta ring that bell. You gotta ring the bell. If you don't ring the bell, you're not gonna be able to get the answers you're looking for. Penny, what do you have to say about that?
I want to enhance a little bit more on what you just talked about, because I love it all. First, I want to talk about intuition. How do we get there? A lot of you feel like you don't have any. How did I start? The whole way that you can hear spirit, and spirit is always around and always available, is you have to get quiet. We live in such a bombardment of media and events and this and that you really need to start taking some time to get quiet every day, because it is in the quietness that you will understand who you are on a different level, and you will be able to hear and be guided as to what you need to do. One of the great things about the pandemic, everybody was forced to get quiet. They weren't interacting. Things really shut down quite a bit, and they were able to see, I don't like this. What can I do to change it? I don't want to live here. Where can I move to? Their understanding of who they are in that quietness came through. So if you're struggling right now, if you're not understanding where your intuition is or how you can access it, you need to get quiet. That's number one. Number two is you need to increase your communication with your body. Your body is always giving you clues as to what is happening around you, how you're feeling about things, and any situation you encounter. But if you don't have that open communication with your body, you're not understanding it. You're thinking, maybe I have a disease, or maybe I'm having a heart attack, or maybe I'm having this or that, especially if you're listening to all the commercials here in the US that tell you how sick you are. So start that communication with your body. Start understanding what your body needs. I am healthier today than I was 20 years ago. Why? Because I'm talking to my body. I'm going to give you one. What do I use to talk to my body? Food is really important. You really need to look at what you put into yourself. Again, you're carrying this God particle. Do you not revere the idea that we are co-creators in this world, and that we have such immense power that we can really use our minds, our bodies, our ideas to create. So for me, that I look at myself and I say, well, I need to stop treating myself like trash. I need to start treating myself like the God particle that I carry. So I absolutely watch what I eat now. And my eating habits have gotten better over the years, and they continue to get better. I started with muscle testing. Muscle testing does not lie. Whenever I wanted to eat something, I would do a muscle test. Muscle testing, what it is, dominant hand, ask it, should I eat this? Try and pull the circle open with your other finger. If you cannot pull it open, it's a yes. If you pull it open, it's a no. I would go out to eat and I'd be muscle testing underneath the table like mad. What does my body want? Not what do I want? Because what I wanted was never good for me. I always wanted the garbage. Pizza. I don't eat pizza. I haven't eaten pizza now for 5 years. Other things that were not good for me. I don't eat ice cream anymore. You know, I've cut out sugars. I try to have a communication with my body, and it keeps increasing, where I can understand where certain things are not sitting well with me. And when that happens, what do? I need to get quiet. I need to allow this to process through, to understand where I need to go for myself next. Remember that, again, just like everybody tells you on the plane, put your oxygen mask on before you can help somebody else. Well, in real life, you need to help yourself before you can help somebody else understand what's going on here. So definitely get quiet. Definitely, again, understand, get this communication going with your body. And then the other thing is our interactions with others. Pay attention. Because again, I receive a lot from talking to other people. Sometimes what I need to hear is said by somebody else, because that's how spirit works. You're in a conversation with somebody and you're talking about something totally different, but something they say touches your heart about something else that you're troubled about. The world is magical. It really is. You just need to understand and believe in the magic that is out here for us. If you want to be so jaded as to think that you can control everything just by your physical power or your wealth, you're wrong, because that's not what the world is about. So you're going to have to learn to open up your hearts to yourselves first, and then to others. Get peaceful, follow your intuition, allow yourself to be guided. Oh, the other thing that Joanne said too, change it up. If you want your life to change and you're still making the same decisions over and over and over again, how do you think it's going to change? It's never going to change. I like making different decisions. You can start easy too. If you're afraid of change, I suggest you start easy. Go out to eat and order something on the menu that you've never ordered before. How many of you go to the same restaurant and order the same thing over and over and over and over again without ever trying anything else? Try new things. Test them. See if you like them. Haven't been to this place? Go, see, enjoy. This is how you learn about yourself. This is how you learn about what you like and you don't like. This is how you learn about other people. This is how you get to bridge that gap of understanding of why people are the way they are.
I love that. I love that. And adding to what Penny's speaking about regarding tapping into your body, muscle testing, I myself like using the pendulum, but not the physical pendulum. I like using my body as a pendulum. It's a little easier for me. And sometimes I feel like I'm just way too strong for the muscle testing when I'm going to pop it out. Anyways, the other thing that I encourage clients, like my clients and clients like yourself, is the process of learn to fuel and feed your body. Fueling your body is extremely important because we need the energy to do the things we're looking to do. Being embodied with our body helps us to make that connection to how we're going to take care of our body with good, nutritious food, along with feeding our body. One of the things that we have learned through media is that this food is no good for us, this food's no good for us, you can't do that, you can't do this. When we start focusing on the things we can't do, the restrictions and limitation, not only does that fall into our food category, but then it also falls into everything else we're doing in our lives, because it's all about energy. So bringing in the practice of fueling and feeding your body. When I use feeding is that connection that you have with your inner child, because there are going to be days where your inner child is desiring something, craving something, as we use as one of the words. And maybe it is the ice cream, maybe it is the pizza, maybe it is the spaghetti, maybe it is whatever it is. Now there's this method that I do when I am going to eat something that I'm feeding versus fueling, and that's Reiki, energy healing. Just as we do Reiki on our body, we can then also apply the energy healing to our food in regards to releasing whatever's in the food that doesn't serve our body. Talking to the food in regards to what you want the food to do for you. Every ingredient in that food, what do you want it to do for you? Yes, grant you, we've been told that our food is not the most high nutritious food. Doesn't mean that we can't turn around and change the whole process behind it and make it work for us. And that's really the process of the energy of it. And having this whole understanding that there is nothing you cannot have. You can have anything you want to have. When you have that relationship, that healthy relationship with your physical body and with food, it won't be one of those things where you'll binge eat. Like for me, for example, if I decide I want to have ice cream, I have ice cream. Because I'm like, I'm going to have this ice cream. And because I've chosen to have the ice cream right then and there, I'm not going to turn around and binge it. I'm not going to say, well, I won't have the ice cream, and then finally decide to break down and have the ice cream. And then I'm sitting there having the ice cream for so many days because I just didn't allow myself to have it the first time. And then the relationship of having the ice cream afterwards is literally creating a disaster in my physical body, because now I have resistance to having the ice cream. So again, it's really about learning how to have a healthier relationship with your physical body, which means you need to embody your physical body, tapping into your intuition, utilizing a little Reiki energy healing when it comes to your food, whether it's fueling or feeding for that matter, and get into that place to learn that what I like call the balance. Maybe it's a 70-30%. 70% you're fueling your body, 30% you're feeding your body. Whatever ratio works for you, but it comes back again to being connected with your body to define what is best for you. Just because I eat ice cream doesn't mean I'm going to encourage Penny to go eat ice cream. If that doesn't work for Penny, that doesn't work for Penny. I can tell you that there were many years in my teenage years, into my 20s, and even into my 30s, where I did not have ice cream. Did not have ice cream, did not have milk, did not have cheese. For many years. And I can't tell you the exact year that I then decided, you know what? Why am I not having ice cream? Why am I not having cheese? And I don't actually drink regular milk. But why am I not having those other things? And I had a conversation with my body to find out, well, is this something my body desires right now? And my body desires it right now. Doesn't mean it's going to be something I'm going to do a year from now. Who knows? Checking it with my body. And believe me when I say, I'm very attuned with my body. I know when my body needs something, and I know when my body says, yeah, that's not going to work for you today. Because I embody my physical body, as Penny and I share this common interest, we strength train. And for our ladies out there over 40, if you are not strength training, it's really time to start, because besides the benefits of what it does for your body, there's so many more benefits to it as well. It's one of the easiest way to make that connection, to embody your physical body, to connect with your intuition. If in fact you don't know how to connect with your intuition, and just like Penny said, meditation, every single day, take time, 5 minutes a day, and just be in your own body. Quiet yourself down, shut the radio, shut the TV, shut down your social media, 5 minutes, and just being quiet. Allow yourself to become more aware of what's going on in your body, the sensations that you may actually feel in your body. And you will be surprised on what actually shows up when you take that time to quiet yourself down, to tap into your intuition and the guidance, the insight. And then all the different people that show up in your community that's going to provide insight for you based on the questions you've been asking. Because the questions we ask ourselves doesn't just come from spirit, as Penny says. You may suddenly hear a conversation on the outside from somebody that your ear took on because that's a message for you. The most important part of it is to become more attuned to you. Stop worrying about what the Joneses are doing and start focusing on what you are doing. Because when you focus on what you are doing, you're most likely able to take the next step into where you want to go. And I'm not saying you're not going to feel stuck, because Penny and I, we have days where it's like, what the hell is going on? We have days where it's human too. But the process is learning and understanding that there's something going on. And what is it that we can do to change up something? Now, I want to put out there, and I'm going to hand this back over to Penny for a moment, the big change that Penny has done today. With being here with me right now with all of us live. This is, from what I understand, Penny's first time ever being live and sharing her wisdom. So I want everybody who's watching from Facebook to throw up those hearts. And those hearts that represent clapping. Because it's a big thing to come and share wisdom live, to be seen, to be heard. And that's something that many of us want, but not many of us are doing. Many of us are still hiding behind a mask. And we're in a time now with Pluto in Aquarius right now. You gotta take that mask off. We all have a message to share. We all have something, some sort of wisdom that we need to bring to the table. And I encourage everybody, if you're watching this today or watching it on the replay, everybody should decide to make a decision to go live at least once a month to share something. Because there's somebody out there that needs to know what you have to share. So Penny, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being so brave, courageous, and inspiring today to come and share your message with us.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you very much. But now I want to bring it back into foods again. I want to talk a little bit more about that, because I want people to understand that I do eat ice cream. My body every now and then will go, ooh, I really like an ice cream. Would I deny myself because I don't eat sugar? No, because just like Joanne says, my body's telling me it wants something. It has a reason for it. So I will get a little bit of ice cream to satisfy myself, so that I don't go into the need to hoard and gobble up huge amounts of ice cream weeks later because I haven't satisfied what my body needs. Remember, when you're a child, your body is eating what it wants. Your mom will give you smashed peas for 2 months, and then all of a sudden your body says, no, I don't want that anymore. Give me the corn. Your body still does that. Just because you're an adult, it hasn't changed any. It's still telling you what it needs to feel safe, to feel secure, to be nourished. That's number one. But I'm saying that because my main point here is judgment. We all get into this big idea of judgment. And, you set your own rules and you can't deviate from them, and you're going to judge yourself if you do. I'm here to tell you, how can you love yourself more? How can you show yourself how wonderful you are? You are just beautiful in all your essence. And to show yourself that, you need to be kind and compassionate to yourself. I feel that we treat others better than we treat ourselves. And we need to change that. Again, this is that Christ consciousness where we don't judge ourselves, where we allow ourselves to be, where we move into this flow of life, where we are not only guided and supported, but we also have the ability to care for ourselves, to live without fear. And to do that, we need to open our hearts to ourselves more. So I suggest you really, think about some of these concepts here today. Think about the getting quiet to get intuition. Think about the movement of the body and the communication with the body in order to understand yourself and your needs more. And then also opening up to listening out here for the communication and what's flowing around you, because there's always information in that. One of the things that I love to do when I get quiet is I like to go in my backyard and watch the clouds. I have seen so many things that brought me so much information in the formation of clouds. And that continues. I mean, I started that as a little girl, and I continue today. I continue to go outside and find joy in the pictures that I see in the sky. You need to find your own special way of communication. We all have a special way. We all have something that comes through for us. Some may be art, pictures, animals, food, gardening. There's so many different ways that we can communicate with this energy that's out here to create for ourselves the life that we want.
I love that. I love that. So what I like to do with the remaining portion of our time is, if anyone has any questions relating what we just spoke on, feel free to put that in the comments, and then Penny and I will go ahead and answer them. And in addition to, I will be pulling a card to sort of close our session for the day. And then Penny and I, because I'm so used to being here with Kitty. And by the way, Kitty's with us. She's watching with us. So hello, Kitty.
We should have a threesome someday. We should have all three of us on.
Yes, and I'm sure Kitty is all up for that.
That would be an interesting conversation.
That sure would. And for everyone who is here, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart that you're here with us, because it is just about 11:52 a.m. Eastern Time, which means you're probably working or doing something around the house, and you've chosen to take this time to sit and gain some insight and wisdom of the 2 cents that Penny and I decided to bring to the table. Because that's what it is. It's our 2 cents. One of the things that I say a lot to many clients is we are bombarded with so many pieces of information. Things we should be doing, things we shouldn't be doing, how should we be doing it, when should we be doing it. And the idea here is, this is both Penny and my 2 cents of information. You take what resonates and you leave what doesn't. And that's basically the best thing you can do. You take what resonates and you leave what doesn't. However, come back later and see whatever it is that doesn't resonate. See if it resonates with you at some point or another. Because that sometimes happens, is that something we maybe may have a closed mind to may not resonate with us at that moment, because it's like, not feeling that right now. But come back and revisit and see if you can see it in a different light. And do what children do. And I love this when children do it. They literally turn themselves upside down and they look up. And when you do that, you see things from a different perspective. It's literally changing the vision for yourself, because we're so used to seeing everything in front of us. Start learning to use your third eye to see beyond what's in front of you. And if somebody says something that may not resonate with you at the moment, it could just be that you're not quite there yet. And there's something to it. One of the things I know for sure, that when someone says something that's not quite resonating, and then I hear it again, and I hear it again, I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, universe is trying to get my attention, because this is repeating multiple times. Even though it might not have resonated the first time I heard it, I keep hearing it now. So there must be something to this that I have to look into. So I want you to have that mindset that when something keeps showing up, take a moment to research it. I mean, we have this amazing thing called Google. You can research everything. Or, the way I like to research, check with Spirit. And ask Spirit, what exactly am I supposed to be learning about this? Like, what does this mean for me? And see what shows up. So with all that being said,
Joanne, I want to add one more thing to that too. Anything that makes you feel uncomfortable is something that you really need to look at. And when you have that uncomfortableness, you need to note where it is in your body. And then I would suggest to you to get really quiet, to try and understand, why are you feeling uncomfortable? What is making you feel uncomfortable? What is, I'm going to use the words, triggering you? Because there is an opportunity there. There's an opportunity for awareness and growth, and there's an opportunity to release limitations.
Exactly. So with that being said, what I like everybody to do, including Penny and I, is think about something you want guidance on. a question that you may want, even if you don't want to write it in the comments, think about it. Because as I pull this card is going to provide answers to that question. And I guarantee you it's going to give you an answer. So take a minute, think about something that you want some guidance on, and let's see what card shows up for us to provide answers to that question. Hold that question in your mind if you want to write it down, just in case you forget that you asked yourself the question, and then you get overwhelmed by the fact that this card actually answers it, which is all good. Ha! Ha! Here we go, guys. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Higher self.
Ah, lovely.
Higher self. So anytime we have a question, anytime we're in a space of doubt, anytime we're in a space of confusion, anytime we're in a space where we feel like, how do I get to the next spot? Higher self. So important. Quiet yourself down and have a conversation. Remember when you were a child, and I'm almost sure all of us did this, we had that make-believe friend, or at least we thought they were make-believe. Well, they weren't really make-believe, but pretend that you have that make-believe higher self and look to them for answers. The number 11 in numerology, and I knew this was going to show up, in numerology is a reminder that you are your master healer. You are here to be the master of your own body, your own mind, your own spirit, and your own emotions. You, and only you, can heal you. No one from the outside can heal you. We have been programmed to believe and conditioned to believe that outside sources is what's going to help us become better and healthier. Not true at all. You, what you feed yourself with food and what you feed yourself with your mind is what's going to help you become a healthier, stronger version of yourself, because you are the master healer. That 11 is the master healer. The 11 in astrology is so perfect, associated with Aquarius energy, which is where Pluto is right now, and it's about the vision you hold for yourself. What is that vision? When was the last time you put pen to paper and wrote down what your vision was for you? What does your ideal body look like for you? How strong do you look in your vision? Start thinking about that. What does your ideal job look like for you? What does your ideal relationship look like for you? What does your ideal home look like for you? These are the things that your vision holds for you, but you have to start asking the questions. You got to start writing it down. Get yourself out of the habit of worrying about what's going on outside and start focusing on what's going on with you and start asking the questions and start to see how all of a sudden, just by changing your vision, changing your focus, that things start to change for you because now you're asking the right questions. The color here, crown. Talk about the Christ conscious energy. Whoa, that door's opening. Your higher consciousness, purple energy, connecting you to all of your teams, your loved ones, ancestors, fairies, archangels, higher self, higher power. Beautiful purple energy. So I'm going to leave with you for today for you to focus in on the color purple. See how many times today and over the next couple of days you see the color purple. That color purple is your reminder that it's time for you to sit in your vision and get super clear to what that vision is. In all areas of your life, the perfect health. What do you look like as the perfect health? What does that look like for you? What will that allow you to do to be the healthiest version of you? What will you have to let go of so you can be the healthiest version of you? Who will you have to let go of? And the who could be just your own beliefs of how you believe what you believe about yourself. So that's my ending for you, and that's what we're going to leave it as for now because that's very powerful. And I want to thank everybody that, again, joined us today in this conversation. Penny and I will be doing this monthly. We will have the next date set up to when we're going to come and do this again. It will be, the third Thursday of the month? I think it's the
third Tuesday of the month. The next time we're up, I'll make sure we can get it live in Growth and Joy.
Exactly. It is live in Growth and Joy. It's definitely there. So everyone who needed to be here is here with us today. If you happen to be watching this on the replay, put your comments in on the replay. Let us know what your thoughts were. Let us know how the card resonated with you. The card that Penny pulled earlier resonated with you. If you are just tuning in now and you missed it, you can always go back and watch on my YouTube channel. That link is flowing around somewhere along the line. And I don't know about Penny, but I had a whole lot of fun today. Penny, did you have fun today?
I enjoyed it immensely. I want to leave everybody with one last thought that I kept hearing is ask and you shall receive. How many of us sit in wanting something, but yet we don't want to ask for it? So ask. And that goes to not only things for the future, but in your daily life. Ask for help if you need it. And then also do write down what your future goals are, but then every day think of them as having already been accomplished.
Exactly. Set the intention, write it down, and then make action. Because anything that you're looking to manifest into your reality, you have to take the action. Small little steps. And before you know it, it will be your new reality. So thank you all so much for being here with us today. Until next time, have an amazing, amazing Tuesday. And leaving you with that Tuesdays are ruled by Mars energy. So this is a great day to take some action. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.